Mo Fayne from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta has been sentenced to 17 years for PPP fraud. I guess he had submitted a $3.7 million loan application. He claimed that he had a trucking business that had 107 employees with a monthly payroll of $1.5 million. From what I understand, all that was false. And from some of the things that he bought with this money was $40,000 in past due child support, $85,000 for jewelry, $136,000 for a Rolls Royce, and $907,000 to start a new business in Arkansas.
That's right.
Am I forgetting anything here?
There are a couple more things, but none of it was used to pay employees. Let's put it that way. This guy got 17 and a half years, $4.5 million restitution. Once he gets out, he's going to be on supervised release. I mean, look, with the PPP, they're making examples, you know. The reality of the matter is there is a large number of people who have committed PPP fraud, and there's a small number of people who are going to get convicted or who are going to get investigated and convicted of PPP fraud. And so when you are one of the few who get arrested and convicted, the penalty is going to be a make an example out of you penalty, because we have to show all those other folks that we can't get, and we have to get them scared, and we have to send a signal that this stuff is, you know, it's not as easy to get away with as you think. He didn't just get hit with the PPP charge. The reason why the years are so much is they also charged him with a Ponzi scheme, basically committing a fraud on a very small number of people. There was actually only 20 victims to his alleged Ponzi scheme fraud. And according to the feds, what happened is when COVID came up, money starts drying up and he's not able to sort of move money from one account to another and show these guys that their money is okay. The whole thing is about to collapse. And so he's got to go and get this PPP money to keep kind of rolling over. You know, it's crazy. He convinces 20 people for the better part of a decade, more than a decade even, possibly. I'm not sure exactly what the number is, but for a huge period of time, he convinces these people that have got this trucking company, that your money, your investment is secure, we're making killer returns, here's the latest statement, we're all good, you know, another banner year. And then COVID happens, a lot like what you saw with Bernie Madoff and the onslaught of Ponzi schemes that were uncovered during the 2008 financial crisis, which is just when credit markets freeze up or when the economy as a whole sort of dries up, the cash flow stops. And cash flow is what a Ponzi scheme is. And that's what this guy got caught up with. It's tough. It's hard to be the guy that they make an example out of, but that's him. And he can serve a lot of time. His life is over.
I mean, yeah, I had no idea about this 10-year Ponzi scheme, but now it actually makes a lot more sense. So he already had this fake trucking business the whole time. So
he must have been doing those people dirty because, you know, Ponzi schemes are usually like big in terms of the number of victims because you got to keep bringing in new people's money to pay the old folks. But it seems like with him, he was just kind of holding an investment for a very long time from a small number of people and just constantly telling them that the money is good, the business is running, your returns are there. Yeah, it's crazy.
Does the government have any chance in hell of actually recovering this $3.7 million that they gave him?
That's a good question. He's been ordered to pay restitution of $4.5 million. I'm guessing he doesn't have any of it because that's how Ponzi schemes work.
Right.
I'm guessing he doesn't have any of it. I mean, if he had it, he would have. I'm guessing he doesn't have any of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy also that someone who's doing a Ponzi scheme for a decade decides to go on television and be part of a reality show, you know, which ultimately I think is what probably put the final nail in the coffin. Because if he was just some random guy, they probably wouldn't have gone after him in the same type of way. He probably wouldn't have even hit anybody's radar like that.
That's
the
right.
fact that this guy's on television. Okay, this makes it more interesting. This is our clout chasing moment, you know, that we could use someone that everyone from this particular community knows about. And yeah, I mean, okay, so you can get back the $85,000 jewelry, you can get back the Rolls Royce and sell it. This $907,000 to start a new business in Arkansas, I wonder what that is. That sounds kind of crazy. I mean, you know.
I do wonder what that is. You're absolutely right. You know, when it comes to the PPP fraud, most of them are just sort of like people who own businesses who have no notoriety, no profile. They found a guy with a profile and they nailed him.